Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I am here today to I'm going to be making a scrapbook layout about the Renaissance Fair, and I'm going to be using I'm going to be predominantly using the colors gold and black. So I've pulled some paper, and so if you've watched my videos before, usually I don't have much planned, but I have gotten this far. These are photos from the Renaissance Fair, and I printed them out using Picasa. And because I was wearing we both were wearing kind of brightly colored shirts that I didn't want to highlight, I reduced the saturation when I printed out those photos. And I printed them at home, and I just printed them on cardstock, which I find is easier to work with, and it kind of leaves less on your hands than photo paper. So I'll just show you some of the things I've pulled. Pulled some gold and black washi tapes, some gold and black stickers, and then I have some like embossed vellum, which is old and real pretty. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a plan for the actual layout, but I've got a gold foil paper here. I've got some black papers. It's just a lot of black and gold. And so those are the colors that I'm going to be working with. I also have some old Hambly overlays. So let's start with, what are we going to start with? I'm thinking of what's going to be the basis of the page. And so this could be interesting, something like that, and then have this lay over top. That is definitely an option. If I use this as a background, then we're seeing the polka dots actually come through. That's kind of interesting. Let's try something like this. You can see that coming through behind too. That's kind of neat. This is very flimsy paper though, so I'm not really sure if that's the greatest of ideas. This is also very flimsy paper, and so what if we did like a double up and then overlaid this? I sort of like it. Not exactly. And I don't have to use this vellum, but I do really think it reads Renaissance Fair to me. Let's just try a couple of others. This is like a flocked thing going on here. I kind of like that too. Except I think it was probably the easiest. The easiest is going to be these two, I believe. The easiest to adhere and all that sort of thing. So I make my videos in real time, and you can see I have done a little bit of preparing, but I don't really have a plan in place for this page. Another idea that I had was to just go like kind of down the center and then do different strips of all of these, so I could get all of the, not all of the pages, but a lot of the pages down, like, and I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. If I was going to do that, I'd probably use this dark page and then go, let's just like do all these little strips, right? So it might look something like that. I kind of like that. I feel a little bit guilty about just cutting the pages into strips though, which is silly. But, you know, it happens. Here's some more vellum that I've got. Let's see what this looks like. Kind of cool. Yeah, let's go with the strips. And so my other kind of I've been kind of like, what should I do, is this white area, and I really like the fact that you can see through it. So I could put journaling or the title. And so I think what I will do is I'm going to write my journaling up here, and then I'll have my title, Renaissance Fair, down here. And then depending, I might lay the vellum over the writing and to see if that's going to be too difficult to read or not. So let's get started, and I'm going to start by doing the journaling. I know that isn't very interesting to watch in a video, but this is I do real-time videos so that you can see exactly how long stuff takes. And the other thought that I had was doing I have glittery ribbon, or haha, I have the washi tape right here. Let's do that. So what if we just put the washi tape right like this? And I do want to take the time to get it nice and straight, and I'm just going to clip it off, and I'm going to line that up with the edge of the photo. I didn't do a super job of that. Oh well. Yeah, so I gotta tell you, I haven't been scrapbooking a lot lately. I just haven't really felt the urge. And I think I know a couple of the reasons why. So one reason is that it's springtime here in Florida, and springtime is a nice time to be outdoors because it is going to, once they turn the heater on for the summer in Florida, it's on. And then I spend more time inside, and so I, tend to get more scrapbooking done than I think probably people that have, not as hot summers as we do. So I think if you're in a colder climate, you might spend more time outside during the summer. Whereas in Florida, it's almost like, I grew up in Maine, and in the winter, we just spend a lot of time indoors, and it's the same dynamic here in Florida, except it's with the summer instead of the winter. So this is just kind of making the photos stand out a little, or I hope it does. Yeah? Yeah. I think I got this particular washi tape at Office Depot, which is an office supply store. So that's what that looks like. I like the look of that. So let's see about the next step. I just want to see how this gold washi looks on the white. It looks pretty gold. Okay. I was just curious. Not really sure if how I want to use that yet. Let's actually, let's get the title down first. So what I'm thinking is it's going to say Renaissance in this font, and then Fair in this font. So let's put the Fair down first, because I'm going to put it over here, and then we'll try to squeeze the Renaissance part over in that area. I actually would like to put the year, because we started going last year. So let's do 2014. Because I think this will be somewhat of an annual tradition for my son and I. I haven't been able to convince my daughter and husband to go. But my son, really loves it. Last year, he was like, I found my people. And then this year, he kind of knew what to expect. And so he was wanting to buy a $70 shield that we didn't end up buying. Last year, I bought him a sword because he had gotten his black belt in karate. But this year, we weren't really celebrating anything. So I was like, I don't know. Do we really need it? So, mean old mommy didn't get it. Because the Renaissance Fair does, it's kind of pricey. So there's the 2014. just right there. Maybe we'll do the fair in this and then do the Renaissance in those other letters, because I think these are going to almost take up too much space. So let's see how we can do. Oh, there's not a capital F. And I also think the F is going to be like way too big. I really thought there was capital letters. Let me just look and see if I have capitals. I do like that font though, because it is a script font, and now I don't have stickers in that color with capitals. Let me just look in my, I also have letters stored by flat letters, and I have them stored by color, and I'm looking through and I'm not seeing anything like that. So, so let's just keep moving forward. I do have these Amy Tan letters that are black. I do like that idea. Let's just see. And then these could spell Renaissance, which is a very long word, and then fair could be in this fancier script. Let's try that. So I'm going to be on the paper clipping roundtable tomorrow. You won't see this video until after though, so I can talk about it. So what we're going to be talking about is where we buy our products. And honestly, I haven't been buying a lot lately. I did a little shop right after CHA in January. Like, so when the stuff started coming out, I went to my local store and got some stuff. But otherwise, oh, there's no A's. Oh, come on, I've got to have an A. Oh. That's not good. So the A's would have been up here, and I should have checked before oh, here's an A. That's out of place. Good. But yeah, I haven't bought a lot. I get my thickers generally at the discount stores like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Big Lots. Or not Big Lots. Although you can get them there too, but I find that the selection is better at, what is it, Tuesday afternoon, Monday morning, I don't know, October afternoon. It's, I think it's called Tuesday morning. So there's Renaissance, there's fair, and then now let's spell Renaissance. And what I like to do when I'm spelling something out like this is, so I'm going to put, I don't have to put that all the way back, put that where it's going to go. I almost wish that I put that, this washi tape underneath. You think that would have looked good? Especially because these letters will show through. Like, I sort of like the idea and I sort of don't like the idea. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I do like it in the sense that it will help me to place everything straight, but I'm not sure I like it in terms of design, but let's just try it anyways. I'm not really ripping this well. Here we go. Now I wish it was a little closer. Oh, problems. So yeah, National Scrapbook Day is coming up, I think the first weekend of May. And that's also a time where I typically, like, I've done, oh, that started to rip. Okay, that's just staying where it is. It's not going anywhere. Huh. Whoops. Oh well. I just want to tear this a little bit. So yeah, I've done National Scrapbooking Day once when my daughter was 2, and now she's 10. So in 8 years ago, I did it. Okay, so now I want to write Renaissance. I'm just going to do that. Huh, that's interesting. I can just do it on this scrap piece of paper. So I've spelled it so that way I can make sure I don't misspell it. But yeah, I don't typically go to any of the like National Scrapbook Day festivities. I always just feel like a whole weekend is a little indulgent. And I'm not really sure I want to spend the whole weekend inside scrapbooking. I like to incorporate scrapbooking into every day, which I haven't been doing lately. I also haven't been getting exercise in every day. So what have I been doing? Yeah, I've been addicted to the Duggars lately. I've just been watching TV. It's not good. I need to stop. But I don't know. I guess I just needed I'm having some different stresses in life, and I know that watching TV is not a great productive way to deal with stress, but you know what? Sometimes it's fun to just sit on the couch and watch garbage. Yeah, I've been doing that. I'm not proud. But honestly, that's what, I've been a little negligent in my scrapbooking and my exercising. So I need to get off the couch and onto the stepper and back at my scrap desk. My other issue is that blame it on stuff. But my other issue is my computer up here in my new scrapbook space has not been consistently connecting to the internet, and it's when I scrap, I'm not a digital scrapbooker, but I often look at Pinterest, or I'll post my videos, or I do different things online. I log into the forum over at Get It Scrapped or Big Picture Classes, or Two Peas in a Bucket, or watch videos, and I haven't been able to do that. So I've been, I come up here, I try to turn the computer on, I get frustrated after, 20 minutes of trying to get it on, and then I just give up and I walk away. So I'm almost thinking I'm going to switch my room back to where it was, because I used to be a stand-up scrapbooker, and in this space I'm a sit-down scrapbooker, and I think I'm more productive standing up. And I had an injury that still is a little bit of an issue, but it's mostly healed. So I feel like maybe I could go back to standing up. I don't know. So there I am. And so I'm all right with the way this looks. Yeah. But we spent the whole weekend outside. I went kayaking and paddleboarding. So there's Renaissance Fair 2014, and do I love it? No, I'm not totally in love with the way that I've done this, but so what I think I want to do is, because I have this here, this washi tape here, I kind of think I want to repeat that up top. So, but not exactly the same, so maybe a little bit shorter. So that's, and so and I also have some stickers from the Renaissance Fair that I want to use as my embellishments, and they are gold and black. So I'm not exactly sure where that's going to go. I almost think I want to say a little more right here. or I actually have 4 of those like axe throwing champion, so I could put one of them here and then use the other 3 on another place on the layout. I'm not loving that. I feel like a little bit of black needs to go underneath that. So I do have, I think, some striped black and white, like a chevron washi, if my children didn't steal it. Oh, I've got, yeah, here it is. They've been into my washi lately, which is honestly a little annoying. But I let them, and I don't give them any trouble about it because it's, I don't know, I just think it's good to encourage their creativity too. So they took this big box and kind of made it into a costume, like a Minecraft costume, and they used a whole bunch of my washi tape. So, oh well. So I kind of like that. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's alright. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. And so, yeah, so I've been out of the loop, I feel like, in the scrapbooking. I haven't been doing a lot. Alright, so where do I want my journaling to go? I kind of think I want it to go here, but I'm just wondering like how much I want to say. I think I'm going to do like 2 lines, so it's not going to, I don't want it to feel like way too heavy up there. So I think I'm going to use a pencil to kind of mark it off. Mark off that place. Oh, haha. Right, so I have this little tray, and I have some photo corners that are gold. So those are possibilities. But I was looking for a pencil. I did find one. And a ruler. I bought a new ruler at Office Depot. And this one is clear. And so I was thinking this could help me to place letter stickers, but also to write lines. I think it was like less than $1. Okay. So let's just draw a couple lines here. Trying to get it straight. Okay. I don't know if I really like where those lines are. I think what I'm going to do is like right on top of the lines. That's kind of what I intended. Alright. So this year we were prepared for Okay, I didn't really leave myself enough room for journaling, for meaningful journaling, so I just wrote this year. So this year we were prepared for the Renaissance Fair. I think I want to kind of just erase those marks, especially since it looks like I'm crossing them out, crossing out the words because I wrote right over the lines. That looks a little better. But yeah, we did some throwing stars, and I wish I left a little more room. Okay, so there we go with the black, and now this is what I'm thinking. So I have, and they're right on my tripod, so I'm probably going to make, I've got these 3. I could just do it like very simple and forget about all of those other pieces of paper. But I kind of want to add them. So we did throwing star, throwing knife, and throwing axe. So they could go there, which would kind of, I'm just wondering if I want to actually do the layers, and I think I do. I think it'll be visually more interesting that way, so I'm going to place those over and at the end. And I also think that even though this is all solid, I think that I want to do ripping as a technique for all of those pieces of paper, because I think they'll be like look more interesting that way. So the reason I'm kind of hesitating is I have these full sheets of paper, and now I'm going to make them not full sheets of paper. I'm like, oh, should I do it? Should I do it? Yes. Okay. So let's make like 1-inch strips, I guess. Yeah. So I'm going to lay that ruler down, and then I'm going to tear this way, which will give the edge. So I'm going to see the white core, but it's going to give me a fairly straight rip. So they're going to be ripped, but they're not going to be crazy ripped, you know. So I think this one will maybe come out of the top. And I'm going to make them so they're a little bit smaller than the page, than this 8.5 by 11. And I don't want to put the gold at the bottom, because I have the gold, what do you call it? The gold stickers. Okay, yeah, I can talk. Not really. Okay, here's some vellum. So let's do the same with the vellum. And I guess I'll just go for a full inch too. But when I layer them underneath, it's going to be a little bit different. So I want to actually layer that over. Yeah, see that? And then I'll do the same bit down at the bottom. I think I will use 2 of these just for consistency. This is like a text vellum. These vellums are super duper old. I mean, they're like 10 years old at least. Okay. And I kind of wanted that to go, I wanted this whole bit to be a little more towards the top than the bottom. There we go. And let's get some, I like this idea at the bottom. Let's see what else I have. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to do this a little bit larger than that 1 inch. Oh, do we like that? I don't know. I don't think I do. Darn it! I ripped that up and I didn't need to. Okay, so let's try again. And I think I'm going to try right here. Whoops. Okay, so we want to place it like this, and I want to get kind of, yeah, I think this way. Sorry. Okay, do we like that? I think I like that. And then, it's not as many layers as I thought. And then this will go right over, yes. So let's get these placed. First cut. So yeah, I do feel like I've been kind of a slouch in the scrapbooking department. So I'm just going to line these up with the photo, and then I want to cut them so that they're going to go, I cut them a little bit too short, but that's okay. Yeah, pretty good, good enough. Okay, let's start laying this down. And do we want to do something more interesting underneath? Maybe we do. Yeah, I think that's slightly more interesting. And it's not, you think it's too, I think it does draw your eye away from the photos, and this draws your eye to the photos, so let's stick with the original idea there. The other one would be interesting, more interesting in a scrapbooking kind of way, I think, because you could look at more pattern paper, but I think for the composition, it probably looks better drawing your eye more to the photos. So the other impediment to my scrapbooking recently has been I haven't been getting pictures developed. So we went on spring break and I took a lot of pictures, and then coming back from spring break I've taken barely any pictures. And sometimes I do think that, like, if you're feeling stressed out, you have things like weighing on your mind. I feel like such a Debbie Downer this year, and I'm not. We've had some. My son has. We've learned some actual learning impairments, so that's been. Just, the process of digesting that, I guess, is been a little introspective. And, like, you kind of got to figure out how you feel about it, and then also what to do about it, what it is, and so, yeah. So I've been kind of processing a lot of that. Yeah. And I've been stressed out about it. And, I was listening to, there is an author who wrote The Boy Who Fell to Earth or something like that. And I think her son has Asperger's. Yeah, Asperger's syndrome. And so my son has recently been diagnosed. We've known he's had ADHD since he was a little guy, and that diagnosis really makes sense to me. And then we recently learned, he was recently diagnosed with high-functioning autism, sort of like Asperger's, but not, I don't even think Asperger's is a, when I kind of asked him, like, have you ever heard of Asperger's? He's like, Asperger's? I was like, no, not Asperger's, like, Asperger's? Anyways, it's just been, like, learning about what high-functioning autism means, and so some of the symptoms he has, I think, are very spot on, and then others I'm like, well, he doesn't really do that, So anyways, this author who wrote a book about her son and didn't talk about it, like, while he was growing up, like, waited until he was an adult and asked him if it was okay. I feel like, that's another kind of like, how much do you talk about it kind of thing. But anyways, she was saying, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, that you kind of go through these stages. Like, when somebody dies or you have a loss of some sort, you go through the stages of grief. And so it was sort of similar to like learning your kid has a diagnosis like that. It's like you go through these like denial, anger, sadness, all these different feelings. And then you also go through like guilt and also like anger. Like you're kind of mad about it too. Like, not that you're mad about it, but there's a whole soup full of emotions there that I've been kind of experiencing. So yeah, fun stuff. But at the end of the day, like, he's still, same kid, still love him, still a great guy. Everything's gonna be fine. We're still having struggles with school, so it's fun to celebrate when we have a great time together because this year has been a struggle. The most struggling year I think we've had since he was a little guy. So I think I will kind of, do I want to put these on top or on bottom? I think design-wise it might be interesting to put them underneath, but for purposes of my son thinks these are really cool, I think I will just leave them right on top. So I'm just going to put them right there. We threw axes and knives and throwing stars, and yes, it was super fun. Way fun. I loved that part. We did all three. And it was a little pricey, but yeah, it was fun. And when we went last year, I was kind of shocked to see, like, there's no guardrails or anything. You just had, like, people at the Renaissance Fair throwing stuff. It's like, huh, that's interesting. So we threw stuff this year. And 6th grade has been sufficiently frustrating to want to throw stuff. So we have one more month of 6th grade, and then for next year we're kind of deciding between the Catholic school, which actually has a designated person who would help him, so he would have like an it's not like an IEP or that other thing, but he would have somebody there to help him out, and other kids in the class also have that person, so it wouldn't be like he was the only one. And he doesn't have any real accommodation where he is right now, or we're considering homeschooling. So that's been on. I've been researching homeschooling, researching all these new diagnoses. So that's my story as to why I haven't been doing a lot of scrapbooking. Okay, so I'm wondering, can I fit another line of journaling there and there? And should I? Let's just put it in pencil. Okay, so I did, yeah, I added a little bit more, but it's not in the same, I didn't add it with a Sharpie, I added it with a pencil, so it's not messing with the visual weight too much, but I like to do that. I'm just going to add a lemon, even though it's kind of going over where I wanted it to be. But I just added a little note to him that just said, Mac, I think this is a new sort of annual tradition for the two of us. I love spending time with you. And yeah, so in this year of struggle, what I think I ought to do is do some writing about how I'm feeling and what I'm, like his whole journey, with the different things. And I want to do some of that, and not necessarily in a scrapbooking form. So I've been thinking about that, but I haven't really, and maybe that would help me to express some of this stress that I'm feeling. Yeah, so I'm going to try that. Yeah, but like overall, everything in life is still just fine, and we're all happy and healthy and safe and together, and we're thankful. But we are having some struggles this year, so that's my story right now. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you would like to see more scrapbooking layouts with using black and gold as the color scheme, go over to Get It Scrapped, and there's going to be a whole blog post with a lot of different layouts that you can see by different scrapbookers with this color scheme. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.